A federal judge in Austin has temporarily blocked Senate Bill 4 from going into effect on Tuesday.
Well, you may recall Senate Bill 4 is the Texas immigration law passed by Texas Governor Greg Abbott that would allow state and local police to arrest people suspected of crossing the border illegally.
The federal judge ruled that SB 4 threatens the fundamental notion that the federal government should solely regulate immigration, adding that the U.S. would suffer if it were to take effect.
And El Paso-based Las Americas Immigrant Advocacy Center is the leading plaintiff in one of two lawsuits reviewed by the court in the hearings.
Even one day where there are families that cannot be arrested because they are entering the U.S. to seek protection is a win.
We are using this as fuel to continue to make sure all of our community is educated, fuel to continue the fight in the courts through our litigation.
All right, well, the state of Texas has already filed a motion to appeal the decision with the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals down in New Orleans.
And Texas Governor Greg Abbott took to social media saying he was fully expecting the ruling, releasing a statement reading here in part, quote, "We will not back down in our fight to protect our state and our nation from President Biden's border crisis," end quote.
Well, he added that Texas has solid legal grounds to defend itself against an invasion and that he expects the case to be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Well, at the moment, SB 4 would not go into effect Tuesday. That's next week, but that could change if the Court of Appeals decides to lift the preliminary injunction as it reviews the case.
Well, lots of people talking about this on social media, Carla.
Yeah, and we've been talking about this for some weeks now, and it was sort of an expected move as well. We have a comment here from on Instagram. Are people really okay with this border crisis?
I don't think anybody's okay with what's happening at the border. It just seems to be a difference of opinion on how to deal with it. We got actually more than this. Here's another one saying, quote, "I guess these people live in areas unaffected by this," which is most of the United States actually lives in an area that really isn't directly affected by, things that are happening at the border. I want to run this by you, Carla. One of the things that isn't really talked about at SB 4, and we've been talking about this a lot, is it doesn't give a lot of protection to legitimate asylum seekers. It doesn't really give protections to any asylum seekers at all. And I think people lose fact that if this does go into effect, this is for all of Texas, not just here at the border. And it covers almost 2 years. So Amarillo, Lubbock, Houston, places that are far away from the border, state troopers there can see somebody and investigate them for basically no reasonable cause.
And that's what these NGOs are saying, basically, that it would be unconstitutional to put this bill in place.